Hi, my name is Lucia Mitro. This is Jen Hamilton. If you don't know her yet, I am inviting you to follow her. She is an incredibly amazing young lady. She's a nurse. She is a beautiful human being. New York list bestseller author of Birthing Vibes. The book that I bought just to support her. I'm 56 now, years old. I'm not getting any birthing vibes, but I ordered the book just to support her. She's been doing a lot of beautiful stuff, raising funds for so many charities. And her latest project touched me extra special. While she was celebrated as a bestseller, New York list bestseller author, on the top of the list, beautiful, beautiful achievement that she worked for so many years. She one day posted the video crying about missing her husband. Now, up till now, it looked like she has a beautiful, loving marriage. We later learned from her that a man, the only man she ever passionately kissed, the man that she was supporting while he was getting his degree, the man that she protected by working very, very hard, the man that she loved wholeheartedly, she loved very much, had a different life, all different life behind her back. While she was working and supporting the family, he had the time for a double life. And later, we learned, which is not important at all, but he was having an affair basically with 56 years old, 21 years older than Jen is. Jen is a beautiful lady, and now sharing her stories of recovering a divorce and recovering, which I applaud to her. Like, I am very, very grateful that she is doing that, especially in today's America, 2026. Because the audacity of some men are incredible. For her to support and for her to publicly talk about her divorce and what she's going through is amazing. And helping, I know it will help so many women. What her new project is to fundraising for women who are in a situation like she was, but not able to get out. And this when I'm getting emotional, because some people who knows my story, not too many do, but this is something that I needed when I was able to leave my abusive husband. And this, I know, her project will change so many lives. I will put a link down below or to the video so you can have direct link to her project. And if you can, please help, because this is something that I support, and it's very dear to my heart too. See, it hit me very hard when she said that how important marriage was for her, and this was the first man she passionately kissed. Well, this when it's kind of my story too, because at this point, my ex was the first man I ever kissed, not just be with, but kissed. He was the first man I was with, and he is a narcissist. So not just leaving my native Slovakia, coming here to United States, he, by that point, he completely isolated me from all of my family, from all of my friends, while all of his family was already here in the States. He had a support of his whole family, even extended family. While at that point of time, my father passed away. My mom was basically very depressed about it. So all I had is my mom in Slovakia, my brother, who's I loved very dearly, and his family, but I didn't have anybody here. And as the narcissists go, they will isolate you from everybody. So I couldn't have any friends. If he find out I'm talking to somebody, he would get dangerous. He would throw a fit. I had to protect my son because we were immigrants here, and he could make money if he wanted. He would take the jobs as a carpenter and work for cash. So if he wanted to, he would work, and he would work and a couple times a month. He would take a couple jobs just so he covered his fishing trips and tools and everything else. But the family ran on my paycheck. Bills were paid from my paycheck. A family, that was my paycheck because he was building the company. Because he was a narcissist, the only way for me to leave this marriage was when I was sure that my son will be okay, would take care of himself. So we left right after he got his driver's license. So I knew that he has a car and he could take care of himself, not to depend on his father. I was not able to get any help even before to get some help from psychologists or something, because he would threaten to take my son away from me, stating that I am an incapable mother, so he doesn't have to pay child support. I was financially drained because I was taking care of everything. So thank God I was able to get $2,000 to find an apartment finally. Because he was threatening threatening my life. If I leave, the only way that I was able to leave is when I convinced him that it would be better for him if I and my son leave. It would be better for him. He would be happiest. So eventually, I got my certification in energy healing, reconnective energy healing. Within a month, I found the apartment. My son got a driver's license. I found the apartment, and I was able to leave. because he found a girlfriend. And here I'm smiling because it's similar what Jen said. He found a girlfriend that was 2 years older than his mother. And he was so presenting her to all of the friends, all of the family. His family knew everything that's going on in our house. He knew how abusive he is, and they were supporting him in the abuse, especially his mother. So they were very happy when he brought a new girlfriend. I don't know. But allegedly she was getting very well with his mom. Again, she was older than his mom. But in my ex's eyes, she was rich, allegedly. I don't know. I never met her. But he was saying that he doesn't want to work with his hands anymore. He's not smart enough to be working with his brain. So he figured out if he was working with the middle leg and get a rich girlfriend, he will be fine. Well, newsflash, he was not good in that too. And she dumped him a day before his birthday. So, but my son and I, we got out. Then, of course, he was pissed, my ex, so he was fighting me on the child support. He said, I deserve $20 a month on child support, and I should go live to Philadelphia projects because I don't deserve a nice house, even though our son went with me, and he knew that. So this is just a short description, and I'm telling you that just because it's so similar for what Jen is saying. Difference is that Jen is able to support her family and is able to be comfortable right now. Comfortable, that she doesn't have to be worried what is next meal coming from. And she has the family here. And that's the difference. That was a time that I would eat 2 potatoes a day for a month just to survive and not to die from not having food, just so I can cook and prepare the meals for my son. That was something that I had to do. When I even went to, had a help from like legal aid to see if they can help me with finalizing divorce or just to give me any idea what I can do. They told me that I am $100 because I always worked. So I am making $100 over the limit that I can get a discount for legal aid. And I was making no money at all. So when I asked her, like, so how do I resolve this? Like, there's absolutely nothing there that it can help me. They told me to quit the job. And then I have no job, and then they can help me. So I said, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. So I called the shelters. The shelters told me that I can come, but my son cannot come because they will not allow 15, 16-year-old in the shelters. And I'm like, that's not helping because my biggest worry is to take my son out of that situation, not just myself. So no, that's not going to happen. Somebody suggested somebody who told me again, yeah, I can come, but my son needs to go to friend's house. Well, what are you talking about? That's my baby. I'm not leaving my baby anywhere. It's his doing that to protect him. So I called local churches, to see if I can get any little donation so I can put a down payment on an apartment, just to help me with, first month, last month, security deposit, moving costs, just something, any help. Well, every single church I called, they looked through the list and they saying, well, you are not attending our church, so we cannot give you any money. Okay, I guess I understand. But it was said in a way, because I was not giving money to them, they cannot give me money now. Not even some kind of little donation. I was really looking for $50, $30. No, nobody. So I even called my ex's estranged father at that time, just to ask him for help for his grandson. Nothing. They moved in December 1st, and I was fired from my job 2 weeks later. As you know, getting unemployment takes a few weeks. So if that would not be a friend who gave me $100, because he would give $100 to families directly for Christmas, I would not have money to even create it. Christmas Eve dinner, which is very, very sacred for me. Used to be, not anymore. But at that time, it was very sacred. That was the first holiday we were out, and I needed to make sure that the Christmas Eve dinner is uninterrupted. I had absolutely no one. No one. The people who were my friends, or basically family friends, were his friends, because I was not allowed to have my friend. So I had co-workers, some that helped me to, they created like a gift bag of essential, excuse me. But other than that, talking to people I was at work, I had absolutely no one even reaching out to me. Everybody who knew me knew him, and they were so afraid of him that they would not even call me, not even call my son. Like, he was 16 at that time. He had his own phone. Even his family, no one would call even him to ask him, is he okay, for like first 3 or 4 months. And that was Christmas, was New Year's, and that was my son's birthday. So his father gave him $100 for Christmas and birthday. And then when we finally, I think in like a following February, we went to court, he actually, he was very upset that I took him to court. But when we met, he was actually saying that he needs to have it deducted from whatever he needs to pay, the $100, because already he gave him the $100. Judge awarded him $200 a month payment, because he was saying he's not working, so he doesn't have an income. And a year later, he actually came and sued me for a car. That's the only thing I had. I had a good car. It was on both of our names. That's another story. But he came and sued me to get the car. And eventually I had to pay him like $10,000 out of that, which was the cost of the car. And he took a car. That's why I appreciate very much what Jen is doing. She's turning the caca, she's doing the negativity into something very positive that would help a lot of people. And from bottom of my heart, Jen, thank you very much. Because it would be nice to have somebody like you all these years ago when I needed. So thank you very much, Jen. You have no idea how much I respect you and I appreciate you for everything what you're doing. You go, girl. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you don't know Jen Hamilton, you should. I strongly invite you to look her up and support her on what she's doing. So I'm putting a link to her new project. Please follow her and please support the women who are unable to leave or who are struggling right now to support their children. There are so many of us. The club is big. So again, Jen, love you very much. I appreciate you very much. And if you can, please help her to help others. Love you much.